Hey, you're welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're going super deep on something you sent our way.
Oh, yeah.
First sentences for toddlers. Learn to talk speech practice ebook for toddlers with speech delay.
Sounds intense.
A bit of a mouthful.
Yeah.
But it's going to be really fascinating to unpack. Our mission today is to really get to the core of how little ones begin to develop language.
Right.
And you know what? Even if you're not specifically dealing with toddlers with speech delays, the insights here are valuable for anyone who just wants to understand like the basic building blocks of how we all communicate.
Exactly.
It's kind of wild to think about, you know?
It is.
So
yeah.
this ebook is structured around a toddler's world.
Okay.
It goes through like everyday sentences, mealtime, playtime, bedtime, feelings, needs, and even like stuff about the outdoors.
Fascinating.
So right off the bat, this ebook jumps into practical stuff.
Right.
You know, chapter 1, it starts with the super basics.
Okay.
Hi, Mama. Hi, Dada. I want milk.
Yeah.
And the emphasis is on repetition.
That makes sense.
Like building that solid foundation through just pure familiarity.
Like those neural pathways, you know?
Exactly.
They get strengthened with each repetition.
Totally.
It makes those words and phrases easier for the child to recall and then eventually to actually say them.
To produce them, yeah.
It's kind of like planting seeds.
Very that.
With consistent nurturing, they'll grow into more complex language.
Makes total sense.
And you know those initial phrases, hi mama, hi dada, those are the ones that are most relevant.
Of course.
And the ones that they need most frequently in their little day-to-day lives.
I mean, they're with Mama and Dada all day long.
Right, exactly.
And then it gets even cooler.
Yeah.
The ebook takes this whole concept of context and like runs with it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you see sections from mealtime, and it's all about like wanting food,
Okay.
playtime action words, bedtime routines, and even identifying things outside.
So it's really like grounding the language in their experience.
They give examples like, I want food,
Oh.
let's play sleepy time, I see bird.
Oh, that's so sweet.
And I think that's so smart because when you connect language to specific situations
Yeah.
and objects, it makes it so much more concrete for them.
Absolutely.
It's like when a child hears, I want food at the table,
Yeah.
or I see bird while you're pointing at a bird.
Uh-huh.
It creates these strong links in their understanding
Yeah, definitely.
of both the world and like the words that describe it.
I see.
There's this whole chapter 5 that focuses on expressing feelings and needs,
Okay.
which I think is just so powerful.
Absolutely.
Giving them sentences like, I am happy, I am sad, I need help, my tummy hurts. That feels huge for a child's well-being, don't you think?
Oh, absolutely. It's crucial for their emotional development.
Yeah.
You know, being able to actually say those things, I am sad, I need help,
Yeah.
that empowers them.
It does.
It really empowers them to communicate their needs effectively.
Right.
Reduces a lot of frustration.
For everyone involved.
Yes, for both the child and the caregiver.
For sure.
It's a really fundamental step towards self-awareness and social interaction.
I'm really glad they included that chapter.
Yeah.
It's not just about, the words themselves, though. This ebook goes on to give all sorts of tips for parents.
Oh, okay.
It emphasizes speaking slowly and clearly using gestures, giving the child time to respond, making it fun, and offering praise.
I like that.
It's not just about the words on the page.
Right.
It's about that active involvement of the caregiver.
It is so
It
important.
makes such a difference.
These tips really highlight the importance of creating that supportive environment
Absolutely.
where the child feels encouraged to participate
Exactly.
and experiment with language.
And all those things, the slow pace, the visual cues.
Yeah,
Those aid in understanding, while the praise just reinforces their efforts.
of course.
It makes the whole learning process so positive.
so important.
So to kind of sum it up, the real heart of this approach seems to be about simple, repetitive language that's grounded in everyday contexts with a super encouraging and interactive adult.
I like it.
It creates this strong scaffold for early language development.
Exactly.
It's fascinating to think about how these principles, they extend far beyond just toddlerhood.
That's true.
I mean, think about any situation where you're trying to introduce a new idea or connect with someone. Could you apply these same principles?
That's interesting.
It's something to think about.
It is.
These fundamental building blocks of communication
Yeah.
that resonate throughout our lives. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive today.
My pleasure.
We'll see you next time.